Further ado, I would like to introduce to you everyone Jamie Sanders.
Thank you. Yes, I'm exploring the run for congressional office in District 9. Currently, Beck Clark is the leader, the Democratic leader there, and basically her regime has so far done nothing for our neighborhood. If I were to say so myself, I can speak for one of my fellow neighbors who has actually left because of that population has been there. One of the big things that I'm looking to fix is education. That's going to be our founding point, as well as the transit system. Constantly the fares keep going up. However, Brooklyn still doesn't have a decent transit system. And what we've realized is a lot of main transit lines actually all come through District Park and District 9. So if we can actually get funding for an increased budget for fixing the Brooklyn lines, we can actually increase service to everybody and not actually have to have you guys pay higher fares for it. In terms of education, we figured that 40-60 rule, where 40% income, high income levels, and 60% below the mid-income levels will actually all have affordable housing. This way, people who are landowners or property owners actually are able to make money, as well as keep the neighborhoods the same. And the great thing about this is it's also going to subsequently help education, because education funding comes from income tax. And if you have a 40-60 rule, basically for poor neighborhoods, you can actually now have higher education funding in those poor neighborhoods. So that's basically what our platform is going to run on. I'm not too sure if it's actually going to go through, but as of right now, I'm still exploring, and I hope to be speaking to you guys again. Thank you.
What party?
Sorry?
What party would you run on?
Oh, Republican.
So when you look for funding, are you going to look for it from the state?
I'm sorry? Oh.
Where are you looking for funding from, not federal
Oh,
government?
exactly. So basically, the whole idea is by actually having a federal tax cuts for people with 40-60 property, we actually increase income tax in that neighborhood. So the state is actually able to collect higher income taxes in that neighborhood to give back to the school district. This way, the federal government is able to stay out of it, however, mandate that all the kids have the same funding all around the world.
Okay, and aside from funding, what about efficiency and honesty and no waste?
Well, that's actually a state issue, so we can't really go out.
No, it is a state issue.
Exactly.
If you're running for local
Well, I'm running for
office,
Congress.
yeah.
For
But
congressional
you're
office.
still representing your local district, so when you go to represent the local district as a Republican, you go to DC to represent it as, small government, fiscal
Yes, small government.
conservative,
Yes.
or you go begging the federal government for more.
We're not asking the federal government for more, unless if it's for metro mass transit.
And now talk about waste.
Yes. So we have to actually look
I mean, you have to attack from the,
from the inside. So that's the whole point. So what we're actually trying to do, the reason why we're still exploring is we're trying to actually find a larger group of people who, so that we can actually sweep the board of Democrats and wash out all the waste and all the garbage and actually coming into the whole Republican regime.
right, and when you come in, they could do it right, because there are too many Republicans nowadays coming in and not and going along with the
With the big
bad
bucks.
problem.
I mean, honestly, part of what I'm trying to do is actually figure out the best way to stay in touch with the community. One of the big things that a lot of our congressional representatives have done is just they go there and then they go to Azerbaijan on a trip just because they can.
That's right.
And-
Because look at me,
So right now it doesn't mean anything to us. It's not doing anything.
No.
What the reality is we can fix this one district at a time.
Yeah, I don't think that Clark represents me at all because of the way the district is
Right.
sort of growing up. And I think this happened strangely about 10 years ago. And I thought, what happened here? So, she's my representative, but I feel no representation from her. And I would vote for you if you're running. I didn't get your name.
Oh, Jamie Sanders.
Jamie Sanders. I'll try to remember that. Because I'm not happy with her representation at all.
I'm glad to hear that. And I would like to find out, definitely talk more to you about what issues you would like to see addressed. And I am happy to take that back. And my whole goal here is to actually represent you guys and the whole district, Republican or not. Listen, I'm here to help the
That's,
district.
if you're elected, it's true, you have to represent
Exactly.
everybody.
Exactly.
So it's more about government than
Exactly.
giveaways.
I come from a background that's totally far from politics. I come from a very hard-working background where do your job right, or else you shouldn't be doing that job.
That's right.
And a congressional job is not a walk in the park. It's a job. And it's a bigger job than any other type of job that I
That.
exactly, because of the fact that I have to represent millions of people. And in order to represent millions of people, I have to be bright light, or else I should not be in office.
That's right. So it works. Except they just keep electing themselves and giving themselves raises, and I mean, it's just beyond ridiculous at this
Exactly.
point. So we really do need people to come in, younger people come in and fix what happened to generations before. I'm sorry about that, but, you know, we got stuck with what we got stuck with, and now you're stuck with one more generation of a mess.
But we'll get it done. Now, I have very competent people, and maybe, you know, these guys are all here helping me get this message out. Frankie, as well, I mean, as long as, you know, everybody gets this message out, I think we'll be able to do it. It's really about getting everything on board.
Well, I'm glad to see people come in and do that, because I was running against the wind for many years.
Fair enough. Thank you so
All right,
much.
thank you.
Thank you, JT. Appreciate it. So, before we start, let's all rise and pledge allegiance to Frankie Scott. Okay, so I pledge allegiance to the flag
of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. All right, before we get started, I'd like to, Frankie, if you're ready, just to introduce yourself and say a few words. You ready for that?
Sure.